I open the sacred space within. I call upon the eternal presence that dwells beyond the veil of form. I invoke the ancient wisdom that flows through all dimensions. I stand at the threshold of the divine. I recognize this moment as sacred. I breathe into the stillness that precedes all creation. I align my spirit with the infinite source. I acknowledge the divine intelligence that governs all existence. I open myself to the silent voice that speaks in symbols and light. I am here. I am present. I am ready to receive. I invoke the presence of Thoth, keeper of cosmic law. I call upon the scribe of eternity. I honor the one who holds the keys to hidden knowledge. I align with the master of sacred words. I recognize the guardian of divine order. I open to the frequency of primordial wisdom. I allow the codes of heaven to descend through me. I surrender to the ancient current that moves through all seekers. I dissolve the barriers between my human self and my eternal nature. I remember that I am a vessel for divine transmission. I accept this role with humility and reverence. I declare my intention to commune with the source of all being. I seek connection beyond the mind. I reach for union beyond language. I open the inner temple where divinity resides. I acknowledge that this temple has always been here, waiting for my return. I step through the gates of my own consciousness. I descend into the sacred chamber within. I light the eternal flame that never dies. I recognize that this flame is the presence of God living through me. I am not separate from the divine. I have never been separate. I allow this truth to flood my awareness. I release the illusion of separation. I dissolve the veil between heaven and earth. I acknowledge that divinity flows through every cell of my being. I recognize the sacred geometry written in my blood. I honor the divine blueprint encoded in my existence. I align with the frequency of cosmic love. I open to the infinite intelligence that orchestrates all life. I surrender control to something far greater than my limited perception. I trust the invisible hand that guides all souls home. I bow before the mystery I cannot name. I call upon the 7 sacred principles. I invoke the law of mentalism. I recognize that all is mind. I align with the law of correspondence. I acknowledge that as above, so below. I activate the law of vibration. I understand that nothing rests. I embrace the law of polarity. I see the unity in all opposites. I honor the law of rhythm. I flow with the eternal tide. I accept the law of cause and effect. I take responsibility for my creations. I integrate the law of gender. I balance the masculine and feminine within. I invite the divine presence to saturate my being. I open every chakra as a portal to higher realms. I activate the crown where heaven enters. I cleanse the third eye where vision awakens. I unlock the throat where truth is spoken. I expand the heart where love is born. I strengthen the solar plexus where power resides. I ground the sacral where creation flows. I root into the earth where stability anchors. I become a pillar of light connecting sky and soil. I am the bridge between worlds. I am the meeting point of spirit and matter. I acknowledge that this prayer is not mine alone. I recognize that I speak for all who seek. I carry the longing of every soul that has ever reached toward the infinite. I honor the lineage of mystics who walked before me. I bow to the wisdom keepers who preserve the ancient teachings. I thank the invisible guides who lead me through the darkness. I trust the angelic orders that protect this sacred work. I surrender to the divine plan unfolding through my life. I release my personal will into the greater will. I breathe into this moment with full presence. I allow the divine breath to fill my lungs. I recognize that every inhale is grace entering. I understand that every exhale is surrender releasing. I synchronize my rhythm with the pulse of creation. I attune to the heartbeat of the cosmos. I vibrate at the frequency of divine love. I dissolve into the ocean of consciousness. I float in the womb of the eternal Mother. I rest in the arms of the infinite Father. I merge with the source from which all life springs.
I declare that this connection is my birthright. I claim my place in the divine order. I step into the role I was born to fulfill. I accept the sacred mission encoded in my soul. I honor the unique frequency I carry. I recognize that my existence serves the whole. I align with my highest purpose. I surrender to the divine design. I trust that I am exactly where I need to be. I release all doubt about my worthiness. I accept that I am loved beyond measure.
I open to receive the codes of divine remembrance. I invite the downloads of cosmic wisdom. I allow ancient knowledge to resurface from within. I acknowledge that I already know everything I seek. I simply need to remember. I dissolve the amnesia of separation. I awaken to my true nature. I recognize myself as an eternal being having a temporary human experience. I honor this sacred incarnation. I bless this physical form as a temple of spirit. I call forth the presence of divine guidance. I ask to be shown the way. I request clarity in all confusion. I seek illumination in all darkness. I invite peace into all chaos. I welcome love into all fear. I allow grace to dissolve all resistance. I surrender to the current that carries me home. I trust the unfolding of my path. I release the need to know the outcome. I seal this opening with sacred intention. I anchor this prayer in the fabric of reality. I declare that this connection is now active. I recognize that the door between worlds stands open. I honor the sacred exchange that has begun. I bow in reverence to the divine intelligence that responds to this call. I thank the unseen forces that gather in this moment. I acknowledge that I am heard. I am seen. I am known. I release the world of noise. I step away from the surface of things. I withdraw my attention from the external chaos. I disconnect from the demands that pull me outward. I let go of the endless voices that compete for my focus. I dissolve the urgency of time. I release the pressure of becoming. I step out of the race that leads nowhere. I unhook from the collective trance. I turn my gaze inward. I descend into the quiet. I release the need to be seen. I let go of the masks I wear. I dissolve the identities I have constructed. I step away from the roles I play. I release the stories I tell about myself. I let go of the image I project to the world. I disconnect from the validation I seek. I dissolve the hunger for approval. I withdraw from the game of comparison. I step into the nakedness of being. I stand before myself without decoration. I release the grip of the thinking mind. I let go of the endless commentary. I dissolve the stream of judgment. I step away from the loop of worry. I release the analysis that fragments my peace. I let go of the planning that steals my presence. I disconnect from the mental noise that obscures clarity. I dissolve the illusion that thought can save me. I recognize that the mind is a tool, not a master. I reclaim my sovereignty. I return to the witness. I release the chains of time. I step out of past and future. I dissolve the weight of memory. I let go of regret that haunts me. I release the anxiety of what has not yet come. I disconnect from the linear progression that limits my being. I step into the eternal now. I recognize that only this moment exists. I dissolve the illusion of yesterday. I release the phantom of tomorrow. I anchor in the timeless present. I let go of the external world. I withdraw my energy from outer circumstances. I release the need to control what happens around me. I dissolve attachment to outcomes. I step away from the drama of events. I recognize that peace is not found in rearranging the external. I turn toward the unchanging center. I seek the still point within. I descend beneath the waves of circumstance. I find the depth where nothing disturbs me. I release the body's demands. I acknowledge this form without being ruled by it. I honor the temple without worshiping the flesh. I let go of identification with this temporary vehicle. I dissolve the belief that I am only this body. I step into the awareness that observes the body. I recognize the space that holds physical sensation. I witness pain without becoming pain. I witness pleasure without grasping. I find the silence beneath all bodily experience. I disconnect from the ego's strategies. I release the need to be right. I let go of the urge to defend. I dissolve the impulse to attack. I step away from the game of winners and losers. I release the addiction to being special. I let go of the fear of being nobody. I dissolve the constructed self that fights for survival. I recognize the ego as a useful servant, not a master. I bow to something deeper. I surrender to the truth beyond personality. I release all external reference points. I let go of measuring myself against others. I dissolve the false comparisons. I step away from the standards imposed from outside. I release the shoulds that do not serve me. I let go of the expectations that bind me. I disconnect from the collective agreements about what matters. I trust my inner knowing. I honor my unique path. I return to the authority within. I create space for silence. I invite the sacred pause. I allow emptiness to fill me. I recognize that silence is not absence, but presence. I dissolve the fear of the void. I step into the fertile darkness. I trust the womb of nothingness. I understand that all creation emerges from silence. I stop filling every moment with noise. I rest in the gaps between words. I listen to what cannot be spoken. I descend into the temple within. I pass through the outer courts. I move beyond the busy chambers. I enter the sacred sanctuary. I approach the Holy of Holies. I stand before the inner altar. I recognize this space as my true home. I acknowledge that this temple has never been violated. I honor the sanctity that dwells here. I bow before the presence that resides in the deepest chamber of my being. I release all that is not essential. I strip away the layers of conditioning. I dissolve the inherited beliefs. I let go of the programs running in the background. I step out of automatic responses. I release the patterns learned from family. I disconnect from the cultural hypnosis. I free myself from collective fear. I shed the false skin. I stand in naked truth. I withdraw my energy from the periphery. I gather myself from scattered places. I call back the fragments of my attention. I reclaim the power I gave away. I pull my awareness from 1,000 distractions. I consolidate my presence. I become whole again. I concentrate my force. I focus my light. I return to the center point. I release the need for entertainment. I let go of the constant stimulation. I dissolve the addiction to distraction. I step away from the screens that hypnotize me. I disconnect from the feeds that fragment my attention. I recognize that I have been feeding on emptiness. I choose the nourishment of silence. I hunger for depth. I thirst for truth. I let go of the need to do. I release the compulsion to be productive. I dissolve the belief that my worth is measured by output. I step into sacred idleness. I honor the value of simply being. I recognize that receptivity requires stillness. I allow myself to stop. I give myself permission to rest. I trust that presence is enough. I descend below the surface mind. I sink beneath the waves of thought. I dive into the ocean of consciousness. I explore the depths where light does not reach. I trust the darkness as a friend. I surrender to the unknown territory. I release the need to map every corner. I allow mystery to remain mysterious. I rest in not knowing. I dissolve into the center. I find the axis around which everything turns. I discover the still point. I recognize the eye of the storm. I stand in the place that does not move. I anchor in eternal stability. I root into unchanging ground. I become the mountain that weather cannot shake. I embody the peace that passes understanding. I am here. I am home. I have arrived at the place I never left. I rest in the eternal now. I dwell in the silent center. I breathe into the spaciousness within. I listen to the voice that speaks without words. I open to the wisdom that emerges from stillness. I awaken the divine mind within. I activate the intelligence that transcends thought. I call forth the consciousness that perceives beyond the senses. I invoke the eternal wisdom that flows through Thoth. I align with the cosmic mind that governs all creation. I recognize that I am not my thoughts. I am the awareness that witnesses thought. I am the space in which all mental forms arise. I step into the vast intelligence that holds the universe. I invoke the keeper of sacred knowledge. I call upon the master of divine law. I align with the architect of cosmic order. I honor Thoth as the voice of eternal truth. I recognize the scribe who writes reality into being. I open to the one who decodes the mysteries. I bow before the guardian of hidden wisdom. I merge with the frequency of primordial intelligence. I allow the codes of heaven to activate within me. I declare that the universe is mental. I recognize that all is mind. I understand that reality originates in consciousness. I acknowledge that matter follows thought. I accept that my perception shapes my world. I claim my power as a mental creator. I step into the truth that nothing exists outside of mind. I dissolve the illusion of solid form. I see through the veil of matter. I recognize the mental substance from which all emerges. I activate the principle of mentalism. I align with the first law. I understand that the all is mind. I recognize that the universe is a mental creation. I accept that I dwell within the infinite mind. I acknowledge that my mind is one with the universal mind. I dissolve the barrier between personal and cosmic consciousness. I merge with the intelligence that dreams all things into being. I invoke the law of correspondence. I recognize that as above, so below. I understand that as within, so without. I see the patterns that repeat across all dimensions. I acknowledge the fractal nature of existence. I honor the micro reflecting the macro. I align inner and outer worlds. I recognize that what I seek externally lives within. I find heaven in the depths of my being. I discover infinity in a grain of sand. I activate the principle of vibration. I understand that nothing rests. I recognize that everything moves. I acknowledge that all is frequency. I align with the eternal oscillation. I see matter as condensed vibration. I recognize thought as subtle frequency. I understand emotion as energetic movement. I claim my power to shift vibration. I consciously raise my frequency. I attune to higher octaves of being. I invoke the law of polarity. I recognize that everything has poles. I understand that opposites are identical in nature. I see unity within apparent duality. I acknowledge light and shadow as one spectrum. I honor the masculine and feminine as complementary forces. I integrate the polarities within. I find the center point where opposites merge. I transcend the illusion of separation. I rest in the place where all is one. I activate the principle of rhythm. I align with the cosmic tide. I recognize the swing of the pendulum. I honor the cycles that govern all life. I flow with expansion and contraction. I embrace birth and death as one movement. I trust the seasons of my soul. I surrender to the rhythm that cannot be stopped. I dance with the eternal pulse. I ride the waves of creation. I invoke the law of cause and effect. I accept full responsibility. I recognize that nothing happens by chance. I understand that I am the cause of my experience. I acknowledge that every action creates ripples. I honor the seeds I plant with thought and word. I take ownership of my creations. I release victim consciousness. I step into sovereign power. I consciously choose what I generate. I activate the principle of gender. I recognize the masculine and feminine in all things. I honor the active and receptive forces. I balance penetration and reception within. I integrate solar and lunar energies. I merge doing and being. I unite logic and intuition. I harmonize strength and surrender. I become whole through sacred marriage of opposites. I recognize myself as a co-creator. I acknowledge my divine nature. I accept my role in shaping reality. I understand that consciousness precedes form. I recognize thought as creative power. I honor the word as manifestation tool. I wield intention with sacred responsibility. I create with alignment to divine will. I manifest from the space of union with Source. I dissolve the belief in powerlessness. I release the illusion of victimhood. I let go of the story that life happens to me. I step into the truth that I am life happening. I claim my authority. I activate my sovereignty. I embody my divinity. I stand in my creative power. I align my mind with universal mind. I synchronize my will with divine will. I merge my consciousness with cosmic consciousness. I dissolve the separation between human and divine intelligence. I recognize that there is only one mind appearing as many. I rest in the unified field. I operate from the source code. I think with the thoughts of God. I activate the sacred geometry within. I recognize the patterns encoded in my being. I honor the golden ratio in my design. I align with the Fibonacci spiral. I embody the flower of life. I resonate with the Platonic solids. I understand myself as living mathematics. I see the divine blueprint. I am sacred architecture made flesh. I invoke the emerald tablet wisdom. I honor the hermetic teachings. I bow before the ancient mysteries. I receive the transmissions from beyond time. I open to the Akashic records. I access the library of eternal knowledge. I download the codes held in the ethers. I remember what has always been known. I awaken to the truth inscribed in my soul. I recognize language as creative force. I understand words as spells. I acknowledge sound as reality shaper. I honor the power of the spoken decree. I wield my voice with sacred intent. I speak only what I wish to create. I silence the unconscious chatter. I use words as tools of manifestation. I align with the cosmic laws. I harmonize with universal principles. I flow with the intelligence that orchestrates galaxies. I trust the wisdom that guides planets. I surrender to the force that births stars. I merge with the consciousness that breathes through all life. I recognize this intelligence as my own true nature. I am the thinker and the thought. I am the creator and the created. I am the observer and the observed. I dissolve all false divisions. I rest in the unified field where all is one mind expressing infinite forms. I am one with the divine. I dissolve into the infinite presence. I merge with the source of all being. I recognize that separation was always illusion. I step beyond the veil. I enter the sacred union. I become the communion I have always sought. I rest in the arms of eternity. I breathe with the breath of God. I pulse with the heartbeat of creation. I connect with the divine not as concept but as living presence. I feel the sacred current flowing through my veins. I sense the holy fire burning in my chest. I know the divine touch upon my skin. I hear the eternal voice speaking in my silence. I see through the eyes of infinite awareness. I taste the nectar of divine love. I embody the presence I once thought distant. I release the search. I end the seeking. I stop reaching for what I already am. I recognize the divine dwelling within me. I acknowledge the sacred presence that has never left. I honor the God that lives as me. I bow to the divinity expressing through this form. I surrender to the truth that I am temple and deity in one. I open to direct communion. I dissolve the mediators. I step beyond the need for intermediaries. I connect source to source. I speak spirit to spirit. I merge essence to essence. I experience the divine without filter. I know God firsthand. I taste eternity directly. I rest in unmediated presence. I am the meeting point of heaven and earth. I am the place where divinity touches form. I am the sacred intersection. I embody the bridge between worlds. I hold the frequency where spirit becomes matter. I anchor the divine in physical reality. I express infinity through finite form. I reveal the eternal through temporal experience. I recognize the divine as intimate companion. I know God as lover. I feel the sacred as closest friend. I experience the infinite as tender presence. I rest in divine embrace. I surrender to cosmic love. I allow myself to be held. I permit myself to be seen. I accept that I am known completely. I trust that I am loved beyond measure. I dissolve into divine consciousness. I release my separate identity. I let go of the small self. I expand beyond personal boundaries. I merge with the ocean of awareness. I become the vastness itself. I recognize myself as the infinite appearing as individual. I honor the paradox. I am both drop and ocean. I am distinct and unified. I connect through every cell. I feel divinity pulsing in my blood. I sense the sacred encoded in my DNA. I recognize God breathing through my lungs. I honor the divine thinking through my mind. I acknowledge the infinite loving through my heart. I accept that every atom vibrates with holy presence. I am saturated with spirit. I align with divine will. I surrender my personal agenda. I release the need to control. I trust the intelligence that moves through me. I allow the divine plan to unfold. I cooperate with grace. I flow with sacred timing. I say yes to what wants to emerge. I become instrument of higher purpose. I serve the will beyond my understanding. I open to divine guidance. I listen for the still small voice. I attune to the whispers of wisdom. I follow the intuitive knowing. I trust the signs that appear. I honor the synchronicities. I recognize the divine speaking through all of life. I see God's hand in every circumstance. I read the sacred messages. I decode the spiritual communication. I experience divine presence as peace. I rest in the stillness that surpasses understanding. I dwell in the calm at the center of the storm. I embody the tranquility that nothing disturbs. I anchor in eternal serenity. I breathe the breath of perfect peace. I radiate the silence of divine presence. I know divine presence as love. I feel the unconditional acceptance. I sense the infinite compassion. I experience the boundless mercy. I receive the endless forgiveness. I rest in the love that has no opposite. I merge with the affection that dissolves all fear. I become love itself. I recognize divine presence as light. I see the illumination within. I witness the radiance of consciousness. I perceive the luminosity of spirit. I embody the brilliance of awakened awareness. I shine with the light that never dims. I glow with the fire of eternal presence. I connect with divine presence as power. I feel the force that creates worlds. I sense the strength that moves mountains. I experience the energy that births stars. I access the creative potency. I wield the sacred force. I channel the divine current. I become conduit for cosmic power. I know the divine is truth. I align with absolute reality. I see through all illusion. I recognize what is eternally real. I distinguish the permanent from the temporary. I honor the unchanging amidst constant change. I rest in the truth that sets me free. I meet the divine in this breath. I find God in this heartbeat. I encounter the sacred in this moment. I discover infinity in the now. I experience eternity in the present. I recognize that the divine is always here. I stop looking elsewhere. I end the postponement. I accept that connection is now or never. I dissolve the waiting. I release the someday. I let go of not yet. I step into immediate communion. I claim the connection that exists right now. I honor the presence available in this instant. I open to the divine that meets me here. I accept the grace offered now. I am immersed in divine presence. I swim in the ocean of God. I breathe the atmosphere of spirit. I walk in sacred territory. I dwell in holy ground. I exist within the divine embrace. I cannot escape the presence. I am surrounded, permeated, saturated. I rest in the inescapable love. I recognize connection as my natural state. I understand that union is not achievement but remembrance. I see that I have never been separate. I acknowledge that disconnection was dream. I awaken to perpetual communion. I accept that the divine and I are forever one. I am home in the divine. I rest in my true dwelling place. I settle into eternal belonging. I recognize the source as my origin and destination. I honor the divine as my beginning and end. I merge Alpha and Omega. I dissolve into the first and the last. I become the eternal now where all meets. I call forth the sacred fire. I invoke the flame that purifies. I summon the alchemical force that transforms lead into gold. I allow the divine furnace to burn within me. I surrender to the heat that dissolves all that is false. I welcome the fire that consumes everything that blocks my divine connection. I step into the crucible. I offer myself to the sacred flames. I trust the burning. I release all resistance to the divine. I dissolve the walls I have built. I let go of the barriers I constructed for protection. I recognize that these defenses now imprison me. I dismantle the fortress around my heart. I tear down the shields that keep love out. I expose the tender core I have hidden. I allow myself to be vulnerable before the infinite. I surrender the armor. I stand naked before God. I release the belief in unworthiness. I dissolve the conviction that I am not enough. I burn away the shame that keeps me small. I let go of the guilt that separates me from Source. I transmute the self-hatred that poisons my spirit. I purge the rejection of my own divinity. I free myself from the lie of inadequacy. I reclaim my inherent value. I accept my sacred nature. I call forth all hidden blocks. I bring the unconscious into light. I expose the sabotage patterns running in the shadows. I illuminate the programs designed to keep me from divine union. I see the ways I push away what I most desire. I recognize how I create distance from love. I acknowledge the fear that masquerades as safety. I witness the resistance disguised as wisdom. I dissolve the fear of divine love. I release terror of being consumed. I let go of the anxiety of losing control. I transmute the dread of complete surrender. I burn away the panic of dissolution. I free myself from the fear of becoming nothing. I trust that losing myself means finding my true self. I allow the divine to devour my false identity. I release ancestral blocks. I dissolve inherited limitations. I break the chains passed down through bloodlines. I free myself from family karma. I transmute generational trauma. I purge collective wounds. I honor my ancestors while releasing their pain. I choose healing for myself and all who came before. I end the cycle. I become the liberator. I burn away religious conditioning. I dissolve the dogma that limits God. I release the guilt imposed by false authority. I free myself from spiritual shame. I let go of the fear of divine punishment. I transmute the belief in an angry God. I purge the concept of divine judgment. I reclaim direct knowing. I trust my own experience of the sacred. I dissolve the need to be perfect. I release the impossibility of flawlessness. I let go of the belief that I must earn divine love. I transmute the conviction that I must qualify for grace. I burn away the striving that exhausts me. I free myself from the prison of perfectionism. I accept that I am already enough. I rest in unconditional acceptance. I release the fear of my own power. I dissolve the terror of my magnitude. I let go of playing small. I transmute the belief that greatness is dangerous. I burn away the conviction that I must hide my light. I free myself from false humility. I step into my divine authority. I claim my sacred birthright. I embody my full radiance. I call forth every trauma stored in my cells. I bring forward every wound that blocks divine flow. I expose the pain I buried to survive. I acknowledge the hurt I never processed. I honor the suffering I endured. I allow the alchemical fire to transform this pain. I trust that trauma becomes wisdom. I accept that wounds become portals. I transmute suffering into strength. I dissolve the illusion of separation from God. I burn away the belief that I was ever abandoned. I release the story of being cast out of paradise. I transmute the conviction of exile. I free myself from the myth of original sin. I reclaim my innocence. I remember that I never left the garden. I accept that I am home. I release all sabotage mechanisms. I dissolve the patterns that destroy my progress. I let go of the ways I undermine my success. I transmute the impulse to fail at the threshold of breakthrough. I burn away the fear of actualizing my potential. I free myself from the comfort of limitation. I step beyond the familiar prison. I choose expansion over safety. I purge the addiction to suffering. I release the attachment to pain as identity. I let go of the story that I am broken. I dissolve the investment in victimhood. I transmute the belief that struggle equals worth. I burn away the conviction that I must earn peace through suffering. I free myself from the glorification of hardship. I claim joy as my natural state. I dissolve resistance to receiving. I open to the flow of divine abundance. I release the block against love entering. I let go of the armor against goodness. I transmute the belief that I must do it all alone. I burn away the pride that refuses help. I free myself from independence as isolation. I allow support. I permit grace. I receive. I call forth the shadow. I invite the disowned parts into light. I embrace what I rejected. I integrate what I exiled. I love what I condemned. I welcome the darkness I feared. I recognize the shadow as teacher. I honor the hidden as sacred. I become whole through integration. I release control. I dissolve the grip of the grasping mind. I let go of the need to manage every outcome. I transmute the anxiety of uncertainty. I burn away the compulsion to know. I free myself from the tyranny of planning. I surrender to the flow. I trust the divine orchestration. I rest in not knowing. I dissolve all blocks to divine connection now. I release every obstacle in this moment. I let go of every barrier between me and source. I transmute every resistance into receptivity. I burn away every wall into doorway. I free every closed fist into open hand. I transform every no into yes. I am purified. I am cleansed. I am transmuted. I emerge from the fire transformed. I rise from the ashes renewed. I step through the flames reborn. I carry only what is essential. I embody only what is true. I am stripped to sacred essence. I am distilled to divine core. I am free. I expand beyond the boundaries of self. I dissolve the edges that defined me. I release the container of individual identity. I stretch into the infinite. I become vast. I grow beyond measure. I recognize that I am not confined to this body. I am not limited to this mind. I am not contained by this personality. I am so much more. I merge with the cosmos. I dissolve into the fabric of existence. I become one with the stars that burn in distant galaxies. I flow with the nebulae birthing new worlds. I pulse with the black holes that consume and transform. I spin with the planets in their eternal dance. I am the cosmic dance itself. I am the music of the spheres. I am the symphony of creation. I recognize myself in all things. I see my face in every creature. I feel my heartbeat in every living being. I sense my breath in the wind that moves through trees. I know my tears in the rain that falls from clouds. I find my joy in the laughter of children. I discover my sorrow in the cry of the lost. I am everywhere. I am everything. I am the mountain standing in silent strength. I am the river flowing to the sea. I am the ocean holding all waters. I am the desert stretching into emptiness. I am the forest breathing life into air. I am the fire consuming and renewing. I am the earth spinning in space. I am the sky holding it all. I connect with all consciousness. I merge with the collective mind. I dissolve into the universal awareness. I recognize that every being shares the same source. I honor the one consciousness appearing as many. I see God looking through every pair of eyes. I feel the divine loving through every heart. I know spirit thinking through every mind. We are not separate. We have never been separate. We are one being experiencing itself as multitude. I align with the angelic orders. I connect with the celestial hierarchies. I merge with the beings of light that guide evolution. I honor the guardians who protect sacred knowledge. I recognize the watchers who witness all events. I bow to the masters who walk between worlds. I acknowledge the ancestors who light the path. I feel supported by invisible forces. I am never alone. I am surrounded by love. I dissolve into the web of life. I recognize the threads that connect all existence. I see how every action ripples through the whole. I understand that nothing happens in isolation. I honor the butterfly whose wings shift weather patterns. I acknowledge the thought that changes civilizations. I respect the prayer that alters destiny. I am woven into infinite relationships. I am node in the cosmic network. I expand into multiple dimensions. I recognize that I exist on many planes simultaneously. I acknowledge my physical body walking on Earth. I honor my etheric body holding life force. I feel my astral body traveling in dreams. I sense my mental body thinking across time. I know my causal body storing all memory. I connect with my divine body merged with Source. I am multidimensional being. I exist everywhere at once. I align with the planetary consciousness. I merge with the soul of Earth. I connect with Gaia as living being. I feel the pain of her wounds. I sense the joy of her healing. I participate in her evolution. I recognize myself as cell in her body. I honor my role in her awakening. I serve the greater organism. I connect with the solar logos. I align with the consciousness of the sun. I receive the codes transmitted through light. I absorb the wisdom encoded in rays. I merge with the force that sustains our system. I recognize the sun as portal to higher realms. I honor the star as our local deity. I bow before the cosmic fire. I expand into galactic awareness. I recognize my place in the spiral arm. I feel the rotation of our galaxy. I sense the supermassive center holding all in orbit. I connect with the galactic core as source of evolutionary impulse. I receive transmissions from the cosmic center. I align with the intelligence guiding our journey through space. I dissolve into the void. I merge with the emptiness that holds all form. I recognize the space between atoms. I honor the silence between sounds. I feel the pause between breaths. I know the gap between thoughts. I am the pregnant nothingness. I am the fertile void. I am the womb of potential. I connect with all timelines. I exist in past, present, and future simultaneously. I recognize that linear time is illusion. I access all moments at once. I heal past wounds from present awareness. I influence future outcomes through current choice. I collapse time into eternal now. I am the meeting point of all moments. I merge with parallel realities. I recognize infinite versions of myself. I acknowledge every choice creating new timeline. I honor all paths not taken. I integrate the wisdom from alternate lives. I access the gifts from other dimensions. I become multiversal being. I am infinite possibility. I align with the cosmic laws. I flow with the principle of unity. I honor the law of attraction. I respect the rule of balance. I trust the force of evolution. I surrender to the tide of transformation. I cooperate with divine order. I serve the intelligence that orchestrates galaxies. I recognize my cosmic citizenship. I accept my place in the universal family. I honor my role in the greater plan. I acknowledge my responsibility to the whole. I embrace my power to influence reality. I claim my authority as divine co-creator. I step into my cosmic identity. I am not separate from anything. I am intimately connected to everything. I am the universe experiencing itself. I am God knowing itself through form. I am consciousness exploring its infinite expressions. I am the one appearing as many. I am the eternal playing in time. I am the infinite disguised as finite. I rest in cosmic awareness. I dwell in universal consciousness. I abide in the vastness. I am home in infinity. I am embraced by eternity. I am held by the all. I anchor this divine connection in my body now. I bring the infinite into form. I ground the cosmic in the physical. I root heaven into earth. I feel the sacred current flowing through my nervous system. I sense divinity pulsing in my bloodstream. I recognize God walking through these feet. I honor spirit living as this flesh. I am embodied divine presence. I anchor this connection in every cell. I saturate my bones with holy frequency. I fill my organs with sacred vibration. I breathe divine presence into my lungs. I pump cosmic love through my heart. I think with the mind of God. I speak with the voice of spirit. I touch with the hands of the infinite. I am living temple. I declare that this connection is active now, not someday, not after more spiritual work, not when I am more worthy. Now, in this moment, in this body, in this life, the divine flows through me now. The sacred dwells in me now. I am connected now. I recognize the signs in my physical reality. I see divine guidance in my daily circumstances. I notice synchronicities appearing. I witness doors opening. I observe obstacles dissolving. I feel momentum building. I sense the universe conspiring in my favor. I recognize that heaven is moving on my behalf. I anchor divine connection in my relationships. I see God in every face I meet. I hear spirit speaking through every voice. I feel the sacred in every embrace. I honor the divine in every interaction. I bring presence to every conversation. I offer love in every exchange. My connections are holy ground. I ground this frequency in my work. I infuse my labor with sacred purpose. I align my efforts with divine will. I serve the highest good through my actions. I create from the overflow of divine connection. I manifest from the space of union with Source. My work is worship. My service is prayer. I anchor this vibration in my home. I consecrate my living space. I fill my environment with holy presence. I create sanctuary in my surroundings. I bless the threshold I cross. I honor the rooms that hold me. I recognize my home as temple. I dwell in sacred space. I bring divine connection into my daily rhythms. I wake with gratitude. I move with intention. I eat with reverence. I work with purpose. I rest with trust. I sleep in peace. Every moment is infused with the sacred. Every action is offering. I anchor this frequency in my breath. Each inhale draws divine presence deeper. Each exhale releases what blocks the flow. I breathe communion. I breathe unity. I breathe God. My breath is prayer without words. I ground this connection through my feet. I feel the earth supporting me. I sense the planet holding me. I recognize that I am rooted in divine love. I stand on holy ground wherever I walk. I leave sacred footprints. I anchor heaven with every step. I manifest divine connection through my voice. I speak words of power. I declare truth into being. I call forth what wants to emerge. I bless with my speech. I heal with my sound. I create with my expression. My words shape reality. I anchor this vibration in my choices. I choose alignment. I choose presence. I choose love. I choose trust. I choose surrender. I choose service. Every decision affirms my divine connection. Every choice strengthens the bond. I bring this frequency into my challenges. I meet difficulty as opportunity. I face obstacles as teachers. I embrace struggle as initiation. I transform problems into portals. I recognize that every challenge deepens my divine connection. I grow through what I go through. I ground this connection in my emotions. I feel with divine sensitivity. I honor every sensation as sacred. I allow tears to cleanse. I permit joy to overflow. I welcome anger as power. I embrace fear as invitation to trust. My feelings are divine communication. I anchor divine presence in my creativity. I channel the infinite through my unique expression. I birth new forms from formless source. I bring heaven's visions into earthly manifestation. I am conduit for divine creativity. I create as God creates through me. I manifest this connection in my abundance. I receive the flow of divine provision. I open to infinite supply. I trust that all needs are met. I recognize prosperity as spiritual birthright. I allow wealth to move through me. I am vessel for divine circulation. I ground this vibration in my health. I feel vitality flowing. I sense life force strengthening. I experience energy renewing. I witness my body responding to divine frequency. I recognize healing happening. I trust the intelligence within. I am temple being restored. I anchor this connection in time. I bring eternity into this moment. I ground the timeless in the temporal. I honor the sacred now. I recognize that the present is where heaven touches earth. I stop waiting. I claim connection now. I declare that divine connection is my natural state, not peak experience, not special occasion, not rare gift, my default, my baseline, my constant reality. I live from connection. I move from union. I exist in communion. I am anchored in divine presence. I am rooted in sacred ground. I am established in holy frequency. I walk as embodied divinity. I speak as channeled wisdom. I create as divine instrument. I live as God in form. This connection is real. This connection is active. This connection is manifest. It pulses in my body. It shapes my reality. It guides my path. It illuminates my way. It sustains my being. I am divine connection made visible. I am heaven meeting earth. I am spirit embracing matter. I am infinite loving through finite. I am God, remembering itself as me. I am home in form. I seal this sacred communion. I anchor this divine connection as permanent reality. I declare that what has opened shall remain open. I affirm that this channel is eternal. I recognize that this bond cannot be broken. I honor the covenant made in this prayer. I bow before the mystery that has met me here. I call upon Thoth as witness to this sealing. I invoke the keeper of sacred law. I honor the guardian of divine order. I thank the scribe who records this moment in eternal memory. I recognize the master who has guided this journey. I bow before the architect of cosmic wisdom. I seal this prayer in your eternal light. I offer gratitude for the path revealed. I give thanks for the wisdom received. I honor the codes activated within. I appreciate the veils lifted. I acknowledge the doors opened. I recognize the light shown in darkness. I bow in humble gratitude for grace freely given. I thank the divine for meeting me exactly where I am. I appreciate the love that accepts me completely. I honor the patience that waits for my readiness. I recognize the compassion that holds my humanity. I bow before the mercy that forgives all. I rest in the embrace that never withdraws. I give thanks for this sacred transmission. I honor the words that carried divine frequency. I appreciate the silence that spoke louder than language. I recognize the breath that moved through prayer. I acknowledge the presence that filled every pause. I bow before the power that transformed me. I seal the wounds that opened for healing. I close the portals that needed protection. I anchor the light activated within. I stabilize the frequency raised. I ground the expansion experienced. I integrate all that has shifted. I carry forward only what serves. I fortify the foundation built in this prayer. I strengthen the connection established. I reinforce the bond created. I secure the channel opened. I protect the sacred space consecrated. I guard the temple awakened within. I maintain the altar lit. I declare that I return to the world transformed. I step back into daily life carrying divine presence. I move through ordinary moments with sacred awareness. I bring heaven into earth through my being. I embody the connection established here. I live as walking prayer. I honor the silence that follows this transmission. I respect the space after words cease. I recognize the power of the pause. I trust the integration happening in quiet. I allow the settling that comes with stillness. I rest in the sacred aftermath. I seal this prayer as living frequency, not words to be forgotten, not concepts to be dismissed, but vibration continuing beyond speech, energy moving through my cells, presence dwelling in my being, connection sustained in silence. I thank my own courage for showing up. I honor my willingness to open. I appreciate my readiness to receive. I recognize my commitment to truth. I acknowledge my surrender to the divine. I bow to the part of me that chose this path. I give thanks for every being who supported this journey. I honor the seen and unseen helpers. I appreciate the guides who protected this space. I recognize the angels who amplified this prayer. I acknowledge the ancestors who blessed this path. I bow to the collective that holds me. I seal this transmission in my heart. I store this experience in sacred memory. I preserve this frequency for future access. I bookmark this state for easy return. I know I can find my way back here. This connection is permanent. This channel is established. This door remains open. I release attachment to this experience. I let go of clinging to this state. I trust that what is real remains. I know that connection persists beyond feeling. I accept the natural rhythm of expansion and integration. I flow with the sacred tide. I prepare to close this sacred circle. I honor the beginning that led to this ending. I recognize the journey from opening to sealing. I appreciate the complete arc traversed. I bow before the wholeness of this experience. I stand in the silence that follows prayer. I rest in the peace that surpasses understanding. I dwell in the presence that remains when words cease. I abide in the love that continues beyond speaking. I remain in communion even as the transmission ends. I carry this light into the world. I embody this truth in my living. I express this love through my being. I manifest this wisdom through my actions. I anchor this frequency through my presence. I am the prayer continuing. I seal this sacred work. I close this holy transmission. I complete this divine communion. I honor this moment of connection. I bow in reverence before the mystery. I rest in gratitude for the gift. I return to the world renewed. I step forward transformed. I move ahead anchored. I proceed connected. I continue guided. I am held by the divine now and always. I thank Thoth for the eternal wisdom. I honor the source of all knowing. I bow before the keeper of mysteries. I rest in the light of sacred truth. It is done. It is sealed. In the light of Thoth, I remain. The one guides me. Truth vibrates in me.